All right, it says we're live, but might take a bit for this to actually go through all the way, so I'm just going to do mumbling ahead of time. And there it is. And Jay Grady, starting right now. There we go. I got to mess with people. All right. Today's show might not be that long. I'm still here, guys, which now that I found out everything happening and stuff like that, it was a scare, and they had been up there with firearms uh, blocking it. People have gotten tickets for going up there, and it is possible that I still might get a ticket for just being a reporter up there reporting what was happening. We don't know for sure, and anybody out there who says, well, if you don't have any proof, I'm not going to ask somebody to show me their ticket and post it on for everybody to see. You guys don't ask the government to show everything that they do. What do I have to? So that's pretty much all I'm going to be saying about that. Oh, and on my comment section, I have every right to tear down and block any users that are putting in any inflammatory or basically flat out disrespectful posts. It's my channel. I decide what happens with the discussions there. I've let a lot slide, but some things I won't. When you get onto my channel, be respectful, please. Hey, Des, how you doing? I know everybody's sitting here going, okay, what's the big thing going on today? Well, big thing, of course, is automatically you got Lavoie right up here. That's somebody we should all love and respect, in my opinion. And then we've got the 3 Ps right. Got to get the finger working properly. Right there. People who have stood up for their constitutional rights and basically got told you are going to be prisoners because we don't like what you want to stand for. That'll kind of tie into exactly what's happening with this show right here. Oh, and by the way, evidently, I haven't seen the post, but I'm going to be searching for it. Our favorite deputy had posted that anybody who wears cowboys is in the same, or cowboy hats, is in the same area as those who wear turbans. They're all terrorists, basically. Hey, I'm going to get a cowboy hat. Actually, wouldn't this be considered a cowboy hat, hon?
Aussie style.
Okay, this is an Aussie style cowboy hat, guys. Look at that. Now, there will be cussing in this, but I'll try to keep it down to a degree unless I get off on a rant. First thing we are going to talk about, and as you see in this, it says republic versus democracy. What is the difference between those? A lot of people don't know the difference, and even I don't know the full-on difference. I know America was built as a republic, not a democracy. And some of the stuff I researched made me understand why. Y'all can hear me just fine, right? What?
It's Dad's.
It's Dad's?
It's your dad. Yes.
This was my dad's.
Yes.
Where'd it come from?
It was given to me. It was given me on the bag on my bed.
Oh, well, this is my dad's hat, which is kind of a cowboy hat, but at the same time, not really, but it works. But there you go. Now, I'm going to give it back to my wife because I hold my dad's items in that they are very dear to me. All right, Jay Grady, just go ahead and eat dinner. Enjoy. I know this is the dinner special for everybody on the East Coast. Now, the first thing I want to show you guys, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see it very easily, is this. I'm going to pop out the chat real quick so I can see you all chatting. And it's working fine for me right now, so let's hope it stays that way. Hopefully, YouTube got their head out of their asses and fixed the chat thing. Hey, Danielle, Pat, Valley Forge Network, I really do appreciate you all supporting me and viewing this. Oh, I'm just going to give you guys the information on the YouTube thing. My show yesterday, the one that, yeah, I was a little bit dramatic, but not excessively so, in my opinion, got 2,107 views. It's happening, guys. People got this information. A lot of people do not want to pay attention to this information, so they'll basically say, oh, the government won't do something like that, even though I've got confirmed reports. And the locals around here, a lot of them are not going to lie to me, the ones that I talk to. They want the truth to be out. That's why they talk to me. So I believe them. I even called up Chrissy Mail, which is the wife of the husband, or is the wife of the man who got, and I confirmed with him too, he got a ticket for being up there and putting a small cross up there. He got a ticket for criminal mischief. I don't see how that's criminal mischief unless they start going after everybody who put up a memorial along the roadside where their family members died, either due to drunk driving, accident because of slick roads, or just driving too fast, or just a terrible accident. And if they take those down and start giving people criminal mischief for that, then we'll have no problem. But if they're focusing on this one, that's a problem. They're nitpicking what they're willing to look over and what they're not. But that's just my opinion. So I'm going to stop talking about that, and we are going to show you, and this is kind of what spurred me into finding out what's the difference. What's the difference between democracy and republic, and socialism and communism? Here is one of the things that just pretty much says it all the way, and I'll read it to you. You should be able to read it pretty well yourself. A socialist. You have two cows. The government takes one and gives it to your neighbor. That's socialism. Democrat. You have two cows. Your neighbor has none. You feel guilty for being successful. You vote people into office who tax your cows, forcing you to sell one to raise money to pay the tax. The people you voted for then take the tax money and buy a cow and give it to your neighbor. You feel righteous. Communists. You have two cows. The government seizes both cows and provides you with a cup of milk a day. Republican, which is actually what we're supposed to be living under, a republic. You have two cows. You sell one, buy a bull, and build a herd of cows. A republic is, to me, the way this says it is, a republic is a country where you can build up, you can actually become successful with your own hard work. And nobody's going to be stomping you down. That's what it says to me. It might be difficult, trying to compete against other people. But if you work hard and you try to build up your own life, you can with a republic. With a democracy, taxes everywhere, making sure everybody's pretty much even. We're going to get even further on that. Now, I tried to get it to where I could put it on this. I couldn't. So I'm going to have to go through Hangouts. I'm on Hangouts right now. That's why there's no starting show. Plus, Hangouts seems to be more smooth and less buffering for you guys. So I do that. Now, let's go look at the screen share that I'm planning for y'all. And it is in my news. Democracy versus republic. A lot of people say we're in democracy. No, we are built on a republic. If it's shifted to democracy, that's wrong. So here we go. Gonna do screen share, and you guys will be able to see what I see. Mostly. Do you see what I see? Corruption all throughout our government. Oh, sorry. It just popped into my head. Sorry about that. All right. I'm going to present to everyone. All right, here we go, people. I will read this as we go along, and you'll be able to read it with me. Oh, yeah. Any memorial is taken down because it's wrong. That's what's happening, Becky. Hey, Big B. I know there will be a lot of people that have viewed this. A lot of people are new. I'm warning you ahead of time. Any new people that watch this, I am an asshole that speaks his mind. I am somebody who is trying to get you truth. But the thing is, everything I say, I want you to research it and find out the truth yourself. And if I am ever wrong, I will apologize. And I do apologize for freaking out a lot of people over the last video. I was freaked out myself, but I thought it would be wise to get out the information as quick as possible. So without further ado, let's find out what the difference is between democracy and republic. The key difference between a democracy and a republic lies in the limits placed on government by the law. Oh, you mean like our Constitution? Huh. The one that they're ignoring? Which has implications for minority rights. Both forms of the government tend to use representational system, where citizens vote to elect politicians to represent their interests and form the government. However, in a republic, a constitution or charter of rights protects certain inalienable rights that cannot be taken away by the government, even if it has been elected by a majority of voters. In a pure democracy, the majority is not restrained in this way and can impose its will on the minority. Most modern nations are democratic republics with a constitution which can be amended by a popularity elected government. I'm telling you guys the difference between democracy and republic. We're not even on there right now. We're pretty much in a oligarchy. We have a select few that is running the country as they wish. And anybody who stands in their way, oh yeah, when I get back to my video, my picture of me, you'll see the ones that stood in their way, and they're all in prison right now because they stood up for their rights, their constitutional rights. All right, definition. Democracy is ruled by the omnipotent majority. In a democracy, an individual and any group of individuals composing of any majority have no protection against the unlimited power. Composing of any minority have no protection against the unlimited power of the majority. It is a case of majority over man. Well, the thing is, here in Oregon, that's pretty much the truth. Because the majority of the populace that votes on the issues live over there in Portland, over in the West Coast area. Those of us out here in Harney County, where we've got less than 8,000 people in population, and we're what, the 9th largest county, huh?
We're the largest county in Oregon.
We are the largest. Okay, we are the largest county in Oregon.
5th out of the nation.
5th out of the nation. And we have 8,000 people in all of the county. And you got Portland area over there that's got millions. They decide what the laws are made, who gets elected, because they've got the majority vote. It's pretty much a democracy here whenever we were founded on a republic. A republic is similar to a representative democracy, except that it has a written constitution of basic rights that protect the minority from being completely unrepresented or overridden by the majority. Hey guys, reach into your pocket, look on your table, everything like that. Something that says the Constitution of the United States. Guess what? We're a republic, but they want us to be a democracy or an oligarchy. I'm going to check the chats real quick. Yes, exactly, Big B. Ben Franklin said he gave us a republic if we could keep it, and we were keeping it for so long. I didn't send you a ticket at all, Danielle. I don't send tickets. I don't have that authority. Okay, between a democracy and a republic, the constraints on the government. No. The majority can impose its will on the minority. And the government is the majority. Constraints on the government for a republic. Yes, the majority cannot take away certain inalienable rights. Okay, if you guys wonder if we're in a republic or a democracy, we're in a democracy now because there is free speech zones. There's free gun zones. There's certain areas you cannot bring your inalienable rights into those areas. And our founding fathers built us a republic, but thanks to the pussies and the lawyers and the Crown Corporation, it's turned it into basically we're basically the colonies again, guys. Philosophy: all eligible citizens get equal say in decisions. Basically saying you get equal say, but the majority rules. For a democracy. For a republic, all eligible citizens get equal say in decisions with protection of unalienable rights to individuals. Basically, all citizens get an equal say in decisions, but your unalienable rights can never be altered. They're altering them now. Famous examples right here: democracy and republic. Democracy. Classical Greece and Rome were democracies. The majority ruled. The minority suffered. The republic, by what we're supposed to be, is the United States of America. They need to put it the early United States of America, because we have turned into a democracy and an oligarchy. The elite, the ones in power, the ones that got the most money, are in complete control of the government, and the government is pretty much pushing the control onto us. Now, here we go. A democracy, sovereignty, is held by the whole population as a group. But here in America, we're supposed to be a republic, and the sovereignty is held by the people, individuals. That's the way it's supposed to be. It's not doing now. Common confusion in the USA. People commonly confuse direct democracy with representative democracy. The U.S. officially has a representative style, though many have suggested the U.S. is closer to an oligarchy or plutocracy. Plutocracy, yeah, that's it. That's a democracy area. Common confusion in the USA for the republic area is the U.S. is actually a republic. It is governed by rule of law. Oh, wait a minute. Constitution says this shall be the supreme law of the land. That's what we are supposed to follow. The elected are bound by oath to the written governing limits, i.e., Constitution. Yet vote together and create laws to address concerns of the represented or of the represented in a democratic way. We are a republic that uses some democracy to handle things, to get things dealt with. We are a republic. That is what our founding fathers wanted for us. That is what I'm here talking about. This is what I'm trying to get out. Free choice. In a democracy, individuals may make decisions for themselves except insofar as a majority faction has limited individuals. Let me read that again. For a democracy, what people think America should be. Individuals may make decisions for themselves except insofar as a majority faction has limited individuals. You can make decisions for yourself as long as the majority has allowed you to make those decisions for yourself. But if they ever decide you cannot buy MD toilet paper anymore, you have to buy John Wayne toilet paper. Rough, tough, and doesn't take shit off of anybody. Then guess what? In a democracy, you have to start buying John Wayne toilet paper. I know a lot of females out there will be like, oh, hell no, I'm going to get my nice stuff, MD and Charmin, because it hurts. You know what? In a republic, you can. Because in a republic, it says individuals may make decisions for themselves, especially insofar as there is a constitutional prohibition on interfering with freedom of choice. The Bundys, everybody there at the refuge and at the Bundy Ranch were following a republic. They were following their constitutional rights. But the government is wanting us to be more democracy and saying, oh, the majority want this, so we're going to take your rights from you. This is the difference between a democracy and a republic. Let's go to a different one. Democratic. Note, this is not meant as a reference to a Democratic Party, the political system. Republican. Note, this is not meant as a reference to a Republican Party. It basically is saying the political system, Democratic or Republic, is not a party. It is a style of governing. Social structure for democracy. Class distinction can become pronounced due to capitalist society, varies from state to state. Well, hold on here. Hold on. Let's see. Yeah. It's the same with both republic and democracy. Class distinctions can become pronounced due to capitalist society. Varies from state to state. Basically, those who are getting richer and richer can be influenced, but in a democracy, they can influence and take your rights away. In a republic, they can influence, but they cannot take your unalienable rights away.
Inalienable.
It says unalienable, inalienable, basically your constitutional rights, the rights that your constitution says you have as a living, breathing man. Living, breathing human. Living, breathing. Okay, let's. Okay, you want me to be politically correct, hun? Fine. Living, breathing dick or pussy. You want to, that is good at politically correct right there. You happy with that, hun? Fuck politically correct. Sorry, guys, I told you cussing would happen. She's just trying to egg me on. I'm trying to be a little bit more civil and not cuss so much. Let people actually understand this stuff without getting mind blasted with cussing. All right, religion. Here's something that's a big problem with a lot of people. In a democracy, generally freedom of religion is permitted, although a majority faction may limit religious freedom for a minority faction. You understand that, guys? That basically says if a religion becomes powerful enough and has a majority, they can start limiting other religions. That's under a democracy. Is that what you want? Seriously? In a republic, as we grew up, as what the country was supposed to be. Generally, freedom of religion is permitted, especially insofar as there is a constitutional prohibition on interfering with freedom of religion. That's in our Constitution. We're a republic, guys, not a democracy. Or that's what we should be. Everybody's trying to make it into a democracy. All right, here we go with something that is, you look into the issues. Well, we'll get that in a moment. Economic system. Elected by the voters or their elected representatives, usually capitalists or Keynesians. So basically, it's the same for a democracy and a republic. Now, private property. Generally, private property for a democracy is permitted, although a majority faction may place limits on property rights. Oh, wait a minute. Is that meaning EPA, BLM, Forest Service? When I say they're unconstitutional, they are going against what this country was founded on. Now, for a republic, generally private property is permitted, especially insofar as there is a constitutional prohibition on interfering with property rights. Okay, to give it layman's terms, in a democracy, let's say you bought a house in town. You bought a house in town, you built it up, looking really nice, but you don't like that cream color with shit brown trimming, siding. So what you do is you decide to go through the colors and figure out what you would feel comfortable with. So you decide, okay, I'm going to have a dark blue with a off-white trimming. In a democracy, if the majority of your neighbors do not like the color of that house, they can come to you and tell you to change it. And in a democracy, you will have to change it to the colors they choose.
Oh, HOA.
Yeah, Homeowners Association is a democracy, not a republic. In a republic, your house, you can change it into a black with silver trim house. You can change it to a chartreuse with orange siding. It doesn't matter because it is your house, your property, and they can complain about it, but they cannot do a damn thing about it and make you change it because it is your property. That is a republic. Is that the way you want to live, guys? Do you want people to decide what foods you can eat, how to raise your children, how much water you can drink, what type of water you can drink, what kind of you can only eat Doritos on Tuesdays. Oh yeah, for you females, here we are. For you females, do you want a do you want a government that can say dyeing your hair is illegal? Wearing a certain type of makeup or too much makeup is illegal? Do you want somebody to come into your lives and tell you the majority has spoken on this? You cannot do that. Yes, Obama thinks he is in complete control. He's not. We are. We are a republic. I need to shut. Turn that down. Sorry, I've got the scanner kind of going. Well, Danielle, guess what? You are in a democracy, not a republic, but you are in a country that was founded on republic, and it should still be a republic. Now, discrimination constitute or the democracy or the republic. Democracy. In theory, all citizens have equal say and are so treated equally. Well, that's a good idea, right? However, often allows for the tyranny of the majority over the minority. Basically, we're all equal. But you know what? If the majority of the people vote saying that the Indians or the blacks or the Muslims or even the whites don't have rights and the whites didn't go out and vote, or the minority didn't go out and vote and get their say in there, all of a sudden their rights and they are not equal. They become sub citizens, basically. With our republic, in theory, all citizens have equal say and are so treated equally by the government, especially insofar as there is a constitution prohibition on government discrimination. That's the country that our founding fathers wanted for us. Yeah, exactly, Big B. We're not gonna take it. Yeah, exactly. That's what we need. We are a republic, people. Start acting like it. Get your heads out of your asses and get to paying attention to what's really happening around you. Oh. Okay, here's the thing. Democracy or republic. Variations. Direct democracy, parliamentary democracy, representative democracy, presidential democracy. That's kind of what they're pushing big time here. And here for the republic. Democratic republics and constitutional republics. Modern example. More than half the world, including the US, Canada, Western Europe, Australia, New Zealand, Japan, etc., are democracy. Although, now see, here's the difference. Here's the difference, guys. Look at this very carefully. Right where my mouse is covering. Look at it carefully. Our Constitution says, the Constitution of the United States. That's over here in democracy. I need to get a Constitution that says, the Constitution of the United States of America. There's a difference there, guys. We follow the United States. We're in a democracy. If we are of the United States of America, we're a republic. Research it. Find out what the difference is. Key elements of a democracy. Free elections. Key elements of a republic. Free election and the Constitution. Basically, it means you have free elections for everybody, but the Constitution protects your God-given rights. Think on that. Observation and practice. People commonly confuse direct democracy with representative democracy. The U.S. has a representative style, but the will of the people shouldn't easily decide to change the rules that limit the power to the government. In a republic, the USA's Constitution clearly shows the U.S. as a republic. Article 4, Section 4 of the U.S. Constitution. Oh, well, I've got the U.S. Constitution right here. Let's go to Article 4, okay? I'll read this. I love how they put this in here, where they say where you can go and search for it. Article 2, Article 5, Article 4, Section 4. All right, Here we are. I will read it out to you guys by what I've got in my hand. Article 4, Section 4 of the U.S. Constitution. The United States shall guarantee to every state in this union a republican form of government and shall protect each of them against invasion and on application of the legislature or the executive when the legislature cannot be convened against domestic violence. That's what it says, guys. When the government decides that it can do whatever it wants because it has the majority of the votes, or it decides and it basically ignores your votes and it just decides which way to go, they're trying to push a democracy or an oligarchy onto us. Let's stand up and say, no, we are republics. This is for the republic on which it stands. To the republic, for the it doesn't matter. I'm just really tired, guys. It's been a long day. I did get the, well, kind of a switch around version of my distiller parts today, and I need to put it together. I will give it to you. I will get it to you guys eventually. I'm sorry, it keeps on. Everything keeps jumping out. But there's a lot of information here. And, well, it is. I'm going to go look at this right now. Oh, look. Okay, okay. Now, let's stop screen sharing so you can look at my ugly mug now. How's that, guys? I'm looking at the chat. Anybody got questions for me? I would like to have your input. I love hearing people who want to know the truth. I love hearing their input, and it's amazing. I got 20 viewers. You know, I was talking with somebody a few days, or just yesterday. Him and his wife and I were joking around on the phone, talking about how we can get a lot of viewers. And we figured out a way to get a lot of viewers. Publicize something that says Miley Cyrus, Selena Gomez, and Justin Bieber threesome. Live video of it. You know how many people would look at our video just to see? It would go viral just for that. Sensationalize it. But you know what? I can't do that. I'd rather tell you guys the truth. And if you're willing to listen, then you'll watch. If you're willing to do the research, you research. And if you find something wrong, let me know so I can apologize for it. Or I can debate you on that. And yes, Big B, I will keep teaching you things, and I will keep on speaking the truth every single chance I get. I don't have the stamina. I've got the heart, I've got the will, but not really the stamina anymore. Go ahead, Becky, what's your question? That is something I was planning to get into in the future after I've researched it, but by what I understand, if a Native American makes a land, or if an original American, because I was born here, I'm Native, damn it. If an original American, one who bloodline falls back to hundreds of years, not just of America, by what I understand, there is a Native American Graves Act law. And if a Indian makes the land sacred by doing their ceremony, that land becomes sacred, and it is supposed to be off limits to the government. The thing is, why are we looking at laws, guys? I mean, seriously, I'm looking at it this way. Why are we looking at laws? Why are we concerned about, can the government legally do this? Can the government legally do that? Oh, that's against the law, so the government's not going to do this. Wake up, people. The corrupt side of the government. I mean, it's basically saying, oh, we banned the guns, so criminals won't have guns anymore. That is bullshit. People who think the law, that they're above the law, or they can change the law any way they fit, or they don't even care about the law, are not going to follow the law. Wake up, people. Laws, legislation, rules do not apply to the corrupt government. They decide what they want to. Look at Obama. He's writing things down left and right, and he does not have the power by the Constitution. He does not have the power. The president is nothing but a glorified ambassador of America. He is a glorified leader of troops overseas. He is a glorified ambassador to other countries. That's all the president has power over. Wake up, people. Read your Constitution. Listen to Chris Ann Hall. These corrupt government officials and these corrupt people out there that are following along with them, ready, opening their mouth, waiting for them to defecate so they can eat shit. Because they got their nose so far up the corruption's ass that they're willing to do anything just as long as they keep on getting those little bit of crumbs while the getting's good, right? I believe in America as a republic. I believe the government should have limited power and should not be so big as it is in the Constitution. And I'm going to find all the versions of the Constitution and flat out ask Chris Ann Hall which one is the one written by our founding fathers without any wording taken off. And then when I find that, I'm going to start putting a little, probably 10, 20-minute videos showing you guys what it says and what my interpretation as per what is the words there, why what I understand. And if I'm wrong, Chris Ann Hall will easily just slap me up the head and say, dude, this is what it means. You cannot interpret words that were already on the paper. It is a contract. It is not a living document. It does not change. It is a contract that you cannot alter or change. What is there is there. You cannot change it. The Supreme Court has no power to change the Constitution or to interpret it in any way. They must follow it. The president, the House, none of them have any power to change the Constitution. But because we're underneath maritime courts, everybody thinks, oh, everything can be changed. It's however we want. You know what? What these court system needs to do is start wearing those big powder wigs as it is, and basically admit that they are part of the British Empire, because they are sure the hell not protecting us as a republic. They want an oligarchy. They want they want us to start bending our knee to the crown again. That's what they're trying to do. And you know what? I was raised to believe I'm an American and I am a free man and I have certain rights that can never be taken from me. And I will stand by that until my dying day. I will not entice violence. I will not condone violence. But I will tell you, if they come to you and they attack you, protect yourself, because the government won't protect you. And I'm thinking I might want to just do a video eventually on what's different between what is maritime law and why is it that we have allowed it to be here on our land whenever maritime law is out at sea. Miss Brenda, constitutionally, they cannot put any amendments on it. They have no rights on that. Well, they can put amendments on it as long as it does not contradict what is in the original Constitution. When it contradicts what is in the original Constitution, it becomes invalid. The amendment does. The Constitution is never going to be invalid, in my opinion. And that is what I'm fighting for. That is what I am getting on here and spending a couple hours of my day telling you people. And I know there's going to be a lot of naysayers there. Oh, well, we've evolved. You know you evolved? Go to fucking Amsterdam. Go to fucking England and live in the country you want to live in, because America is a republic and we are not evolving to something that is more of a socialist, more of a communist country. And that is what it is basically trying to become. And I'm standing up against it. I want to give my son a country that is republic. That if he goes out there and wants to start a business, he wants to go out there and be a rancher, he can do that without being taxed so far that he's got to give up and become a slave to the corporations. I want to give him a country that if he wants, he can go out into the forest area, find a nice piece of land, find out if he can stake claim to it and be there and raise his own family, live off the land. If he wants to become a lawyer, yeah, let him become a lawyer. If he wants to become a doctor, let him become a doctor. If he wants to practice homeopathic medicine, then yeah, let him do that. But the thing is, with the communists and the oligarchy and the democracy, he'll never be able to do that. Only in a republic can he do that. Only in a republic are we free, because we have rights that are written down and cannot be removed by the government. Okay, I'll agree. I'll agree. This is one thing you guys will find out from me, and you'll be shocked by it. I'll agree. I believe in a free speech zone. Oh my gosh. Lynx believes in free speech zones. No, I said a free speech zone. Listen to my words. America, the United States of America, is a free speech zone. I do not believe in gun-free zones, because there is no place in America that you should not be able to hold and carry a gun, because that is a constitutional, unalienable right. That is my stance, and I believe in a republic. So I'm going to leave you with a very simple word. A very simple thing to consider and research and dig deep in your heart, in your soul. Do you want to be free? Or do you want others to decide how you're going to live your life? Seek the truth, speak the truth, and be the truth. Stop being pussies and actually be American for once.
Grow some balls.
Grow some balls. Get some intestinal fortitude. And stand up for your rights that they cannot take away from you. Have a good night.